Sinalano, a lot of veterans dito sa lineup na to. Bonbon Custodio is also part of that team. And Keith Agovida, certainly one of the veterans na aasahan itong Davao Occidental Tigers.
Yeah, Bonbon, Keith, and Terrence. Yun ang mga holdovers nila from last season. Dinagdagan mo mga players like Val Chauca and the names that you mentioned. I'm pretty intrigued by how these guys are gonna come together, lalo na with Jeff Tricky and Joseph Terso in there.
Well, wag na natin patagalin pa. Wag na tayo magpatumpik-tumpik pa. Let's go to Richard Tampos for the start of this game.
Manny Pacquiao's MPBL at the Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. Here are the starters. Introducing first, the Parañaque Patriots. At guard number 2, JP Calvo. Also at guard number 8, Ed Dakiwag. Forward number 17, Alvin Capobres. Playing as center number 34, Lander Cannon. And at forward number 18, Carl Brian Cruz. The head coach is Mike Sagigit, assisted by Philip De La Cruz, Mark Orias, Syke Miguelino, Franklin Mancho, and Stephen Mopera. Now starting for Davao Occidental Tigers, Coco Live. Center number 6, Wawi Escosio. At forward number 15, Kit Agubida. At guard number 18, Joseph Terso. Starting at guard number 23, Terence Tumalip. And at forward number 48, Justin Alano. The head coach is Arvin Bonleon, assisted by Ronald Magtulis, James Bartolome, Pancho Alfonso, Nonay Bonleon, and Amboy Agonoy. Referees for this ball game are Cruci.
Our starters for this game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. 2 new teams debuting here in Season 7 of the MPBL. Parañaque going with JP Calvo and Ed Dakiwag in the backcourt. Lander Cannon is the man in the middle. Alvin Capobres and Carl Brian Cruz round up the forward spots para kay Coach Mike Sagigit. Meanwhile, Davao will have Joseph Terso, PH Tumalip, and Keith Agovida alongside Justin Alano para dito sa koponan ni Coach Arvin Bonleon. And the opening tip is contested. It will go to the side of the Tigers.
The players of Davao really coming from different teams then, as well as dito sa Parañaque Patriots. I'm quite intrigued by the guard rotation of Parañaque. Cuevas, Alan Mangajas, JP Calvo. Interesting.
Well, that certainly is no surprise. Seeing Keith Agovida score inside. Left hand finish to open up the game here. First 2 points this season for the Davao Occidental Tigers. Of course, Agovida has bounced around many teams as well dito sa ating liga. Last year played for Rizal. Capobres kicks it out. Ed Dakiwag from the corner. That's no good. There's a loose ball foul. That's going to go against
Carl Brian Cruz.
Carl Brian Cruz.
Well, these guys are gonna parang adjust pa siguro in the play style of the different schemes of Coach Mike Sagigit. Over the past few seasons, medyo natutweak na rin niya yung triangle offense, to fit the personalities that he has on the team.
Agovida popped out, but Dakiwag was decked on the screen. Justin Alano, a known bruiser here in the MPBL, commits the offensive foul.
And giving that screen to Keith Agovida, who's trying to run the baseline and trying to get that ball on that side of the floor.
A little movement with the shoulder, that left shoulder. That's why Dakiwag was decked to the floor. Carl Brian Cruz is certainly no stranger to the triangle. He did play with that kind of system under Coach Glenn Capasso in FEU and Coach Louis Gonzalez. Calvo kicks it out. Dakiwag, another 3. Still no good. The battle for the loose ball ends up with Capobres. Alvin couldn't hit. Wala pang putos dito ang Parañaque.
Very makeable shots that wouldn't fall still para dito sa Parañaque. Makita mo, medyo nagkakapaan pa siguro itong mga to.
Tumalip drives inside, picks up his dribble. Wawi Escosio gives it up to Justin Alano. Alano, tough shot there, and Agovida was batting for it underneath with Edda Kiwag. That's gonna stay with the Tigers with 2.1 seconds on their shot clock.
Napakaraming veterano nasa floor ngayon, no? Kung tinignan mo.
All 10
Oh, yeah.
are NPBL veterans already.
That's right.
Agavida missing from the right corner. Calvo will push. JP kicks it out to the Kiwag, to the trailing CBC. Carbrine Cruz almost traveled. Sidestep, puts it up. No bounce. He will take 2 shots. Second season in the MPBL for Carbrine Cruz. Last year played for the Manila Stars. Averaged close to 11 points per game. 40.7% from the field, including 6.6 rebounds and 2.3 assists.
And he's one of those guys that really relished playing alongside Greg Slaughter because it allowed him to take more perimeter shots, which I feel he's more comfortable with that. And right now with this new club, there would be times when you see the long close-up, he will put the ball on the floor and create other situations for the Patriots.
2-1 in the early goings of this game. Lampas na tayo sa 2-minute mark dito sa ating first quarter. Agovida on top. This is a good matchup against Edda Kiwag. Calvo almost playing the passing lanes.
Of course, veterano na rin yan si JP. Understands where the passing lanes would be. On that pin down for Thurso, he knew that ball was going to come to him.
Alano, back to Keith. Agovida attacks middle, spins to the left. Agovida just a little short on that finger roll. Offensive rebound to Alano. The quick swing to Malip from the outside. TH for 3.
Arguably, TH Tumalip and Keith Agovida might be the 2 best combo lefties that you have in a team.
Arguably, coach.
Right. Sama mo pa si Balchao ka dyan, mamaya pag pumasok.
Capobres swings a pass. Good Cruz goes to Lander Cannon. Cannon getting a bigger role here for the Parañaque Patriots after spending a lot of time on the bench for the Quezon Huskers the past couple of years. Tumalip again from the outside, back irons that one.
And I'm sure a lot of these guys are really adjusting to their new role as well and expectations for their respective teams.
Calvo going all the way, basket and 1 for the former Letran Knight.
That lane really opened up for JP Calvo. And one of the guards that understands spaces and the chase for it.
Space and pace, I would say. JP Calvo, even if he's one of the fastest guards here in the league, always knows when to speed it up and when to slow it down.
Yeah. I mean, once he saw na walang rim protector dun sa middle side of the floor, he just went in there and attacked real strong.
Kita niya rin na di pa talaga nakaset yung depensa eh,
Oh,
coach,
right.
kahit nakababa na lahat.
Right.
Calvo completes a 3-point play. Parañaque now up by 1 after struggling to buy a basket in the first few possessions of this game.
Tsaka isa na yan sa magiging adjustments din, yung communication, usapan pagdating sa defensive coverages.
Tumalip.
Good kick.
The kick out. Terzo. Catch and shoot. Nope. Capobres gets to it. Ball loose. Picked up by Carbrine Cruz. Calvo works the 2-man game with CBC. Crossover.
Oh, man.
Drop pass. Lander Cannon gets hit from behind by Keith Agovida. That's a foul against the former Rizal Golden Cooler.
The different layers of options that JP Calvo went through that. First use the screen, try to reject it, then the footwork and that pass.
This is our 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, a one-stop shop appliances. TH Tumalip delivering the first 3-point shot of Davao in this game.
And I'm just happy for Lander Cannon finding a new home here after doing contributions for the Huskers from last season. And yung ilalim rin ng Huskers medyo stacked din, you know. And so the minutes that he got in there, he really tried to make the most of it.
He had some appearances during the finals, of course, in trying to contend with that loaded front court of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, led by our two-time reigning MVP, Justin Baltazar, who is not anymore with us, as TH Tumalip knocks down a 3-point shot. That's number 2 in the game para sa kanya, the former 3x3 star, making this an 8-7 lead for Davao Occidental. Dakiwag, does it use the cannon screen? Out to Capobres, mid-range jumper, wala. Oh, aggressive rebound there on the offensive glass by Dakiwag. This is a reset. Calvo, quick move, try to get it to cannon. He's able to save it. Dakiwag,
Wow.
steps back. Wow, long strides to the outside. Everything but the shot there for Ed. He's 0 out of 3 from downtown.
Was able to bait that flyby by Wawi Escocio.
Agavida. Out to Wawi Escocio. Escocio hands it off to Terzo. Medyo mababa yung pasa. Calvo dives for it. Calvo ahead of the back. Tumalip giving chase. But parang nagawa doon si TH Tumalip. JP Calvo scoring again. JP Calvo starting out incredibly here para dito sa Parañaque Patriots. As we take a look at this fast break of the game, brought to you by Extreme Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig, free installation for split-type air conditioners. Palamigin nyo na to si JP Calvo. Mainit ang simula niya para sa Parañaque sa umpisa ng ating laro. Time out here for the Tigers.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, para sa 100% Pinas.
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Nahati mo si Manny!
Welcome back to the MPBL. Alam nyo, mula last season, proud na talaga si Coach Mike Sagigit sa narating ng kanyang young core. Lalo na nga para sa kanyang anak-anakan na si Jello Razon. And now as they all move on and earn greater opportunities, transition na si Coach Mike sa pagbuo ng panibagong Patriots. For him, basketball is about gaining new friends and relationships. So no problem having new faces this season. Sabi ko, hindi halata, Coach, na 1 month mo lang ito binuo. On paper, big names, veterans. Sabi ni Coach Mike, God's gift yan. Emphasizing the limited time para mabuo ang team na ito. This game, they have a very simple plan. Find their identity. Have you, Coach Mike?
Maraming salamat, Sid. Well, tama ka, Coach. Hindi nga, it's a surprise that they've only been able to make this team in just a month.
Right. And I got to talk to Coach Mike, as he was forming this team. He said, I'm going to have a tryouts and see who comes, and we'll build from there. And these are the names that he was able to get. And he prides a lot on building teams, and that's why as you see JP Calvo knock down 3 right there. Kaya naman yung mga nangyari kay Jello Razon and the things that they achieved, really a lot has to do with the leadership and the fatherly image of Coach Mike Sagigit.
JP Calvo starting out hot here para sa Parañaque Patriots. Somebody cool this guy down. Former South Cotabato Warrior, making this a 7-point advantage for the Patriots that Chavez could not answer. Calvo with the rebound, pushing it. 3-on-4. The kick out to Capobres. The drive inside. Capobres forces it. Tried to tip it in. Left it short. Lander Cannon getting the offensive rebound. Well, what about Lander Cannon making an impact here early for the Parañaque Patriots?
And just trying to chase for offensive rebounds right now. Staying very active inside the paint, which is really what we're seeing so far from the Patriots. A lot of paint touches. They try to test the interior defense of Davao, and it's there to try to kick it outside for shooters. On the other side naman, tumitira na ng mga 3 points itong Davao. You got really good ones there.
Lander Cannon will be taking 2 free throws here. You just saw on your screens earlier, one of the holdovers for Parañaque. I think, a returning player para kay Coach Mike Sagigit. J-Boy Solis is set to check in the game para sa Parañaque. Former MVP at Olivares College. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Cannon making the first free throw. Lander Cannon did not even average more than 3 points per game for Quezon last year, and he's already surpassed that here early in this game.
Yeah, because a lot of the play style of the Huskers have really been, drive and kick situation, and you really just have bigs trying to relocate inside. And for the most part, so you see Val Chauca knocking down a basket right there. For the most part, it's really been the guards that's getting most of the points in the Husker system.
A new 5 on the floor for Coach Arvin Bonleon. Val Chauca, the playing team manager of the Davao Occidental Tigers this year, joined by John Lee Valin, Chris De Chavez, as well as Harold Arboleda. Also on the floor is ito si Jeff Comia.
Jeff Comia, right.
Hindi pa sila nagkaintindihan doon. Chris De Chavez thought that Jeff was gonna go back.